the narrative. Let future historians wonder how Eliza reacted when you broke her heart. Bonjour, mon petit chauffeur, Amber here. That was weird. And I know, sorry, this chair is so loud. I know that I didn't upload my Books of the Month video this month, but I only read one book, and God, I don't want to talk about it. I'll talk about it briefly. For what month is this? April Books of the Month. Let's make up for that. I figured, God, I just got a huge box of books. My first order ever from Book Outlet. And I figured I would share with you the books that I got. This is exciting. I got 7 books, which is a lot, but I got 7 books for essentially the price of like 2 or 3 books from the bookstore, especially these books. Anyway, actually first, before I dive into the box of books, oh my god, this makes me so happy. I didn't buy this from Book Outlet, but I did get this week, and because of what it is, it ties in with this. It's actually a movie, and I actually reviewed the book that the movie is based on like a year ago, and I love the book so much. I love the movie, and it's The Book Thief. I actually think I talked about the movie in a favorites video, but I just wanted to mention this because I love the movie so much, and I love the book. This is a book video, so anyway, without further ado, let's look at the books I bought. Right, where to start? Okay, the first one, mostly all of these are books that I have seen in the bookstore recently, which is amazing, and I was like, I need this. I think 5 out of the 7 books are on the list that I keep on my technological device as I come across them in the bookstore. Anyway, the first one is Cinderella's Dress by Shauna Slayton, and this is actually an autographed copy. Dreams Made Real, and Psalm 37:45. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure what it is, but Psalms is one of my favorite books in the Bible, so along with Exodus and Revelation. This book is basically, it takes place during World War II, and the main character Kate finds out that her family, I guess, is a part of the line of protectors of Cinderella's ball gown. Not only is her family like the line of protectors of the dress, but she is in the next keeper of Cinderella's dresses. I'm interested to see how not only the story of Cinderella, I suppose, ties in with World War II historical fiction. Like one of my favorite things to read. World War II is one of my favorite subjects to read about and study about. Always has been. I've read a ton of books about like World War II and the Holocaust. That actually takes up majority of my bookshelf from like when I was younger. So I'm very excited about this. Also, I love Cinderella. The next book is a book I have actually already read. I read the first 2 in the series, but I didn't own it and I loved it. It's The Hollow by Jessica Verde. This book, without giving too much away, and also it's been a really long time since I read this book, it's about, what is her name? Abby. Her best friend vanishes, and there's a lot. First of all, it takes place in Sleepy Hollow. I'm like, what is that movie? I mean, what is the story? She meets Caspian. I'm always partial to the name Caspian because I'm a huge Narnia fan, and I actually don't want to give too much away from this because I was about to say something that's a very big part of the book, so I will just leave it at that. I loved this book. I loved the second one. The third one is actually the only other one aside from this one on Book Outlet, and it was a hard decision to not include it in this haul, but this book actually is what started my interest. I actually have never talked about that on this channel, in making my own perfumes and like learning about essential oils and what goes with what, and that's a hobby of mine. I I like to make perfumes and put them together. And that has a lot to do with this. I actually emailed the author years ago when I first read it, and we talked about, she gave me tips on, anyway, I'll talk about that another day. But I'm excited to reread this and hopefully get the next ones. Seems like I'm going clockwise. The next book is a book, oh look, it's torn a little bit, but that's fine. It was gonna end up that way anyway, probably. It's a book I've seen and contemplated getting a lot, and it's called Fig. Oh look, a bird, sorry. By Sarah Elizabeth Shantz. And okay, from what I've gathered, this book is about Fig, who's watching her mother battle, I think it's schizophrenia. So she's dealing with that along with her mental illness. And I'm really interested lately reading books about mental illness. So this seems really interesting, and also the cover is really pretty. So yeah, sometimes you judge a book by its cover. It says, spanning the course of Fig's childhood from ages 6 to 19. This deeply provocative novel is more than a portrait of a mother, a daughter, and the struggle that a mother, a daughter, and the struggle that comes with all-consuming love. It's an acutely honest and often painful portrayal of life with mental illness and the lengths to which a young woman must go to handle the ordeals, real or imaginary, thrown her way. That just seems really interesting to me. I think a lot of, like I just said, I'm really interested in reading books about mental illness. I think a lot of people need to be also. I think it's time that mental illness is treated treated and made just as important as physical illness. It's a lot, and it's time that more awareness is brought to it. It's past time, honestly. Anyway, before this gets way too deep, going clockwise, the next book is another one that I came across really recently in a bookstore. I wanted to buy and found it on Book Outlet for so much cheaper. And it is Jacobee by William Ritter. I think this takes place around around the Jack the Ripper time. It has something to do with it, I think. I could be wrong. Maybe I just assumed because Jacobee. Anyway, it has to do with serial killers. I know that much. Okay, this takes place in New England in the 1800s. It's described as Doctor Who meets Sherlock. In a debut novel, that the first in a series, the sequel was also online. I have to go back for that. Brimming with cheeky humor and a dose of the macabre. What? I'm sorry, I just turned to the back about the author, and it says the author began writing the book when his son was still an infant. This guy looks like he's like 17. I mean, I can't talk, so do I. I think, once again, I think the cover is really pretty. I'll let you know how this goes. I think I came across this book at the bookstore the same day as the last one. And this one's called Black Dove, White Raven by Elizabeth Ween. And basically, I think this one also takes place during World War II. It's during World War II. These two kids, Amelia and Theo, their mothers are still pilots, and I guess fighter bird jet something takes down the plane that they're in. Amelia's mom survives. Theo's mother dies. Amelia's family is white. Theo and his family are black. Her mother takes him in, and because of everything going on, like in the country, in the race struggles, she moves them to Ethiopia. And at the time that they move to Africa is their peace is shattered because of threats of war from Italy. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go out of clockwork order. This one is one I'm very, very excited about. And it's I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. And this is the same author as The Sky is Everywhere, which was my favorite book last year. It's one of my favorite books that I think I've ever read. Jandy's an incredible author, and I'm so excited to read this book. I read the first, I think, 2 chapters are at the end of The Sky is Everywhere. I love the cover. These covers are so pretty, and it's basically about twins, Jude and Noah. The early years are Noah's story to tell, the later years are Jude's. It's basically about them finding their way back together. I know it's a lot to do with Noah dealing with his sexuality, and yeah, I'm so excited for this because I love The Sky is Everywhere so much. So don't let me down. Last book in this box is by another author that I think I love, but he also low-key ruined my life, and I kind of high-key want to punch him in the face. It's The Eye of Mine by James Tashner. You guys know how I feel about the Maze Runner books. So this is his other series. Hopefully this one doesn't rip out my heart. Yeah, I love James Tashner, you know, as an author. He's a good author, but you know, I would like to have some words with him. So yeah, that's my first book outlet haul. I'm so excited to read all these books. I'm vaguely overwhelmed. I don't know where I'm gonna start, but I'm happy, and I can't. I'm such a book addict that as soon as I open this box, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to order another box. I'm ready. I already have like 9 books already in my cart. If you could have seen the amount of books I had to take out of my cart just to make this first order, because I was approaching like $300. So, and I don't have that kind of money. But these are the books that I ordered, my first batch from Book Outlet. I can't wait to make my next purchase. If you read any of these books without giving anything away, let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions, books you think I might like, whether or not they're on Book Outlet, just might be a book you think I might like, let me know. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like me, feel free to subscribe. All my places are down there so we can be buzzed, and I'll see you soon.